Hi friends, I'm Abby and welcome back to my channel. I am now back at home in London, so I hope you've enjoyed all the new locations that you saw over Christmas back at my parents' house. But now I'm back with my bookshelves and probably here for quite a while because lockdown. So today I'm going to be going through all of the books that I got over December and the Christmas period. I've split this up into a few piles. I've got ones that I have bought myself, ones that I got from my family, and ones that I was gifted from you. So I'll start off with the ones that I picked up myself on my Kindle. The ones that I picked up on my Kindle were The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst, and I read this for my Kindle Unlimited reading vlog and really enjoyed it. Going to continue the series. This is How You Lose the Time Warp by Amal El-Motar and Max Gladstone. Haven't read it yet, but it was on offer, which it influences my Kindle purchases a lot. I picked up Deadly Dreams, which is the third book in the Fortune of Sworn series by KJ Sutton, and I read this in December, so I will link that wrap up. And I also picked up and read in December The Test by Sylvain Neuvel. Also, I picked up Immortality Awaits by Andrew J. Stillman, who is a great friend of mine, and he has a YouTube channel, Get Right On In. I haven't got around to reading it yet, and I know that he's working on edits for it, so I might wait until the edits get published, because he says that it's a book that he published quite a few years ago, and he's working through it to try and improve it, so very excited to get to that, and I will link his YouTube channel. He's so funny, so go check him out, and his book as well. So that's the Kindle purchases, and then my physical purchases. I picked up a Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabaa Tahir, so this is the fourth book in the Ember in the Ashes series. I basically went to go and buy presents for my family, and I walked into Waterstones, as you do, and I saw this beautiful, like, pinky purpley sprayed edge edition, and it's signed, and I was like, well, can't say no. I am currently in the middle of this, looking forward to finishing this series. I also picked up The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. I don't know too much about this. I know that Jessie over at Bookish Mum really enjoyed this book, and so that prompted me to pick it up. It was also in the Goodreads Choice Award for Fantasy, and I've just heard really good things, so I'm very excited to get into this. I also picked up The First Sister by Lyndon A. Lewis. So I saw this on Riley Marie's channel, and she completely sold it to me. I know it's a sci-fi, and I think it's multiple perspectives, that it's a society which is, I think, restrictive towards women. I'm very keen to get to this. It's going to be part of, I think I'm going to be doing 2 sci-fi vlogs where I do a deep dive into sci-fi, and so I'm definitely going to read this for one of those vlogs. I also picked up Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. This is the second book in the Serpent and Dove series. I really like Serpent and Dove. It seems to be one of those really divisive books that people either love or hate, and I fell on the side of really liking it. I really enjoy some fantasy with a strong romance plotline, so I haven't continued this book yet. I've heard a few mixed reviews, so I'm very hesitant about reading it, and as well I feel as though I've forgotten quite a bit from the first book, but I'm very keen to get into this. It's French inspired witches and witch hunters and the battle between them, and I really hope to get to this early this year. The next book I picked up for myself was The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, and I have read this, and again I talked about this in my December wrap up, and I was very disappointed in this. I mean, I think the books all look very nice together as a series, but I'm still really bitter and really sad about how much. It's not that I didn't like it, I'm just very disappointed. I will still definitely pick up books by R.F. Kuang, but I just hoped for so much more from this. And then the final book that I picked up for myself is City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is the shelf space buddy read book for the month of January, so I had to pick it up. I have loved everything that I've read by Robert Jackson Bennett. I have really enjoyed both Foundry Side and Shawful, so I'm very excited to get into City of Stairs. This is his first book, I believe, and it's a completed trilogy, so hopefully I can just read the whole trilogy. Yes, I'm so excited to talk to everyone on Shelf Space about this, and the live show with Jessie and Vish is just I am very excited about this. I don't actually know too much about the plot apart from that I think it's to do with gods and like gods talking with humans, and when the gods were destroyed and all worship of them banned by the polis, reality folded. Now stairs lead to nowhere, alleyways have become portals to the past, and criminals disappear into thin air. I mean, that just sounds amazing to me. My family gave me a couple of books. So my mum gave me The Gifts of Reading, Essays on the Joys of Reading, Giving and Receiving Books. Some nice non-fiction here. It's such a pretty cover. And it's got essays from loads of different authors. Ones that I have known and read from before, like there's Philip Pullman in here. There's Marcus Zusak, there's William Boyd. Yeah, so there's quite a few well-known authors that are in this, and they've all written like a short essay on what they enjoy about reading and the gifts of reading. So I'm hoping to pick this up like every now and again and just read, not like all of them all in one go, like read one every so often and see what they say. This would be really nice. I think it's based off like someone wrote an essay and then these authors have written their like follow-up to that essay. So it begins the essay by Robert Macfarlane that inspired this collection. You will find essays from some of the world's most beloved novelists, non-fiction writers, essays and poets. So yeah, I mean, I love books about books, so it'd be nice to see what authors say about this. And then my stepmom gave me a few books. These are ones that she has already read and she just had on hand. She gave me Mexican Gothic, which she really enjoyed, by Silvia Moreno Garcia. So I don't know when I'll get to this. Maybe it will be, I would say like October, but that feels so far away. She also gave me Bunny by Mona Awad. This is a story which seems to be very divisive. It's like you either love it or hate it, and it's meant to be very, very weird. And so I can like quite weird books, but I also know that some people really hate this book. Like my friend Sharon, I know how much she hates it. She says like it's the worst book ever. But I also know that Mare, over at Mare Reads, she really likes it. So I'm just very curious as to what side I would fall on, because it seems to be so divisive, and I don't think you really know if you're going to love it or hate it until you read it apart, and all you know going in is that it's weird. And she gave me a book called The Hunted by Gabrielle Bergmoser. She said it was fun and quick. So those are the ones that I got from my family. And then the largest section of this book haul is gifts that I got from you. And I was amazed over Christmas how many gifts that I was sent. And a lot of these are all new series. And I don't know if you listened to me when I said I need to finish series, not start new ones. And you were really tempting me to start all these new series. The struggles. But I am really excited for all of these. And I want to thank you, everyone that got me a gift. I mean, the gift is you watching my videos. That is a gift in itself. So thank you so much for everyone for watching my videos and for those that got me gifts, because it seriously boggles my mind a bit. So the first one, which I don't have with me because I left it at my parents', was The Once and Future Witches by Alex Harrow, and Jessie May got this for me, and I also read that book in December. I didn't love it, unfortunately. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I had some faults with it. So it's to do with witches, but thank you so much, Jessie May, for gifting that book to me. So now moving on, I got The Gutter Prayer by Gareth Handrahan, and Alan over at the Library of Alexandria gifted this book to me. We have been talking about reading this together. It just sounds really cool. A city of saints and thieves. The fate of the city rests in the hands of three thieves. They alone stand against the coming darkness. As conspiracies unfold and secrets are revealed, their friendship will be tested to the limit. If they fail, all will be lost in the streets of Gurdon will run with blood. I haven't really heard of anyone having read this yet, so I think we're going to plan to do a buddy read of this later on in the year, and we're really excited to get to it. The cover is really pretty in person. It's like a really soft cover. I mean, it's the smallest thing, but like, I don't know, it's really pleasing to the touch. Like, I don't know quite what it is, but it's just it's a very well made book, and it has excellent flop as well, which, you know, is very important. I haven't done the smell test yet. It's got a good smell. It's got a good smell. There you go. Leslie approved. Leslie smells all of her books, if you didn't know.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I was sent The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss, and this was sent to me by Kate over at Love Story. And I have heard this book seems to have it's been out for a while, but it seems to have like had a resurgence of love this year. I know that it's like an alternative reality, and you're following the daughters of famous people, and it's got like Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson, Jekyll and Hyde, Frankenstein. It's got the daughters of all those people in it. They're solving cases. Again, I've heard about this at Riley Marie's channel, and I don't know, she completely sold it to me. I think she was completely obsessed with the series, so I'm very excited to get into this year, and as it's complete, just read the whole thing, hopefully. But yes, thank you, Kate. Jessie at The Bookish Mum sent me The Women's War by Gianna Glass, and she completely stole me on this book. So thank you, Jessie, for recommending this book to me and then sending it to me. And she says this is a very underrated fantasy series. I know the third book's coming out in the summer, and it's a very like women-focused fantasy. Like supposedly it's a patriarchal society, but women are rising up and they're a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, Jessie really loves this book. So I'm hoping to read this and then hopefully just read all of them until the final book comes out in the summer. Thank you, Jessie, for this. We did a Secret Santa over on the Shelf Space Discord, and my Secret Santa was Kim from Bookmarks and Breadsticks, and I will link her channel as well. And she got me 2 books. She got me Memory Called Empire by Arcade Martin. Again, another book that I will hopefully be featuring in my sci-fi blog, or one of them. I think I'm going to do 2 because I've got 6 sci-fi books that I really want to read. I've heard mixed things about this. I know people have loved it, like Jessie May loved it, and Angela at Literature Science Alliance loved this, but my friend Sam really didn't like this book. Or I think he struggled to get into it. He struggled with the vocabulary and the word choice. And I think people have said this, that it is a little bit challenging to get into with the word choices, that it can be a bit dense, but once you're into it, you're really into it and you really enjoy it. And I think Angela reread this and she found that it was even better on reread. I think it's very political. Another sci-fi for me to try. And then the other book that she sent me is The Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. And Elliot Brooks has really loved this series. So I was like, oh, I'm going to love it too. Let's add it to the wish list. She says this is a very underrated fantasy series another one that I'm very excited to get into, but know very little about. This is Elliot Brooks' fault. Another book for my sci-fi vlog is The Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This was sent to me by Sam over at Griff Reads, so thank you so much. I am super excited to get into this. This was described, I think it was on Emily Fox's channel, saying that it is first contact with aliens and the aliens are spiders, and I hate spiders. Spiders freak me out. I have always hated spiders, but hopefully in book format I will enjoy them. They were meant to have discovered this world and terraformed it for human life, except there are now these alien spiders which have conquered it. So all I've heard is good things about this, and I'm very excited to get into it. My friend Joanna, who has just created her channel, which I will link, she's amazing. She writes the best comments on YouTube videos. I don't know how she does it. She just always comes up with the best comments. Sorry everyone else, but you're in competition with Joanna's comments. She sent me The Bone Ships by RJ Barker. This is I think the second book in this series has just come out, and it's for generations the 100 Isles have built their ships from the bones of ancient dragons to fight an endless war. Dragons and ships. The battles for supremacy persist. Now the first dragon centuries have been spotted in far-off waters, and both sides see a chance to shift the balance of power in their favour, because whoever catches it will win not only glory but the war. It sounds amazing. Sign me up. Vish over at Books with V sent me Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palpretto. I have been really excited to get into this series. I believe the second book came out last year, and hopefully the third book will be out this year, and then I can just read the whole series back to back. And I believe this is about phoenixes. I had a sister once, I promised her the throne would not come between us, but it is a fact of life that one must kill or be killed, rule or be ruled. Sometimes the title of queen is given, sometimes it must be taken. So thank you so much, Vish, for sending this to me. I'm really excited to get into it. The lovely Sharon, who has a channel, which I will link, sent me 2 books, one of which I've read already and one I haven't. So the one I read was The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, and I loved this book. I feel as though it's a book that's definitely sticking with me as time's going on, that when I finished it I really enjoyed it, but since then I keep thinking about it. I think about this book all of the time and the messages that it says. I would strongly recommend this book. It really is a beautiful story, but a little bit tricky to get into because there are trigger warnings for suicide. But thank you so much, Sharon. I can see why you really enjoyed this book so much, and I loved it. And she also sent me Invictus by Ryan Gordon. I have really enjoyed Ryan Gordon's other books, and I'm very excited to get into this. This is like an alternate dimension time-traveling Titanic story, and that completely sold me on that. Like, time traveling and the Titanic, like, sounds super cool. I believe it's also a standalone, which is another great thing because I have so many series on the go. Stephanie at Stephanie's Bookverse sent me Peace and Turmoil by Elliot Brooks. So Elliot Brooks on YouTube, and I am very excited to get into this. I feel as though quite a few of us have been planning to read this book, and oh, I've got loads of glitter on it. Just an extra addition to the cover. I'm very excited to get into this and support Elliot with this. It's a very like hefty book. This edition, I feel as though it's really heavy. I'm gonna have to like find something to put it on to support the weight of it. And speaking of very, very heavy books, I won a giveaway over at Bookborn's channel and won Rhythm of War. So this is a very, very hefty book, and it's really pretty in person. I did not realise how pretty this book is. I'm very excited to get into this. I'm planning to read Way of Kings in February. Oh, fingers crossed I love it. I assume that I will because I've loved everything Brandon Sanderson, so I cannot see there being any problem with me loving this series. But yeah, I was so surprised. I don't think I've ever won a giveaway before. I was like, oh wow, me? So yes, very excited to dive into this series, and again a real chunker that could kill someone. Those are all of the books that I have acquired one way or another over the past month or so, and I'm very overwhelmed with this amount of books. I never have had a really large TBR, and having it over 40 is just a bit overwhelming for me. So I need to now go away and read and not stop reading, because otherwise this is never going to go down. I'm very excited to get to all of these books. I think I'm going to have an amazing year of reading, because I am so excited for so many of these books. I just want to read all of them right now. The excitement is real. And the thing is, my bookshelf is really, really full. So I had a little pile on the floor right here, and that was just meant to be the books I was reading that month. And that pile is now, well, it's the same height as this pile. So that is definitely more than I can read in a month. And I've got nowhere to put them. So, struggles. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all the people that have gifted me books. It's amazing, and I'm so grateful. Let me know what you got for Christmas, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!